Everybody, we are back. It is Tape Live's favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite is everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course pandasubs.com, discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, make sure you hit up Homage. Right, get you some Raiders gear, get you some Raiders shirts, anything NFL. Like I said, if you need to get a birthday gift for your dad, he's a Vikings fan or something, you can get him a cool Vikings jersey or something using this QR code. So make sure you use this QR code and do whatever you need to do at a Homage. And of course, hit up the tapedontlie.store. Store. Right? At least get you a cap. You know, I love this cap. I do, man. I'm about to buy cap. I might give me another one. I love this hat. So get you the hat. You know what I mean? Kind of looks like LA as you look at a little West Coast and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Get you a hat. You know, especially if you're a Bay Area fan, you know, maybe not. You know, it depends on where you're at. But like, you know, make sure you get the hat. It's one of my favorites. So there's the slides too. You got a duffel bag, got t-shirts, you got everything, guys.
What's the update on the feet picks? Do we have any?
No more feet picks. No more feet picks. My boy Raider 27, he hit me up after that. He's like, "Oh, my bad, dog."
All good.
We're good, dude. All right, so today we're doing two guys who I think are, you know, the fans are really gonna like. I mean, definitely two popular guys. We got Chris Brazzell II and D'Angelo Pons. You know, kind of sneaky, tough corner from the Indiana Hoosiers, from the Indiana Hoosiers national championship team. But breaking news as we're recording. I guess a little bit before we were recording, you know, I wasn't expecting no news at 6 o'clock on March 24th about hiring a coach. So I guess it's kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But they got a quarterback coach. So that all that controversy, who's going to be? They're still looking, you know?
Yeah, it was funny because it did seem like today. I don't know if they probably came out and say it, but yeah, it seemed like it was like a foregone conclusion. All right, they're just going to roll into the season with Kubiak and Janocko being the quarterbacks coaches, which both those guys have backgrounds working in quarterbacks. And I mean, Janocko, obviously he is the OC, but let's be honest, he's basically a very glorified quarterbacks coach with Clint Kubiak running the offense. And then out of nowhere, at the end of free agency and in the middle of draft season, they're just going to hire a new coach. So it's interesting, but hey, get someone with some experience coming in. It looks like Sullivan's been around the block for a while in the league, so can't hate on it.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you want some positivity. He had Kenny Pickett playing the best quarterback of his life, kind of.
There you go, yeah.
Right? I mean, as a quarterback coach, even when they ended the year, you know, I remember that year when they ended it, like, maybe if you stay with Sullivan, you know, maybe Pickett has something, you know, I think Pickett had a little strong end of the season, maybe in 2023, maybe. I don't know. A little bit, right? Right. I mean, he still only threw 6 touchdowns in a whole season. It's still nuts. I don't know. How do you do that? I don't know how you do that, man. I guess you're just being Kenny Pickett. That's how you do it. But Mason Rudolph went 3-0 with Mike Sullivan. I guess that's a little bit of the buzz. 3-0, 3 touchdowns. He had a passer rating of 118 with Mike Sullivan.
The Mason Rudolph whisperer? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know, man. I mean, Mason Rudolph misses it for sure. I know that. Mason Rudolph looking like Nick Foles out here. I mean, that's when they went to the playoffs that year. He got into the playoffs, and I think Mason Rudolph had like a great game against Seattle. Because I remember that game. He was tearing Seattle up. So I think Sullivan has a lot of upside. Definitely. I was looking it up. I thought he was West Coast, but, you know, it was a little mixture of Earhart Perkins and West Coast type of guys, type of quarterback. But I think he's a pretty good quarterback coach, man. You can see what he's. You just look at the track record a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, he worked with Eli, I think, with the Giants at the beginning of Eli's career. I don't think he was there when he drafted, but he's part of that coaching staff that pulled off the major upset in the Super Bowl over the undefeated Patriots. So that's got to carry some weight, especially with Tom Brady in the building. So be interesting hire, and I think a good one that rounds out the coaching staff for now. I guess I should say. Yeah,
Eli Manning, when he was the quarterback coach, did his epic 31 touchdown, 25 interception season. Do 4,000 yards though, you know, and then throwing 25 picks is crazy.
That's Eli Manning walked so Jameis Winston could run.
25 picks is nuts, man. Over 16 games, man. Like that's like wow. Anyways, the next year though, when it was the Super Bowl, Eli Manning had a pretty good year, I think, right? Yeah, 20 got it down to 16.
One a game. Went from about 1.5 a game to 1 a game.
Yeah, 4,900 yards Eli Manning through that year.
That's right.
Eli.
Yeah,
That was balling.
So again, good track record, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think he used to work for the Broncos too. I don't know if he worked there when Kubiak was there, but I feel like anyone that has any sort of like connection to the Broncos knows the Kubiak somehow. They're just that rooted in that organization.
Yeah. He's also Josh Freeman too. He's a coordinator for Josh Freeman, and he had a pretty good season. Did 25-6, 27-17. Josh Freeman, 4,000 yards. You know,
the Josh Freeman who we thought might have been the Bucs' answer, and not being there.
Yeah, I mean, fooling a fan base twice is crazy.
Say what?
Josh Freeman fooled his fan base twice. Like he was like good for a year. Like the other year he went 25-6. He had 35 touchdowns, 6 picks. They're like, oh my god, man, this might be it. And then the next year he was just completely shitty. And then he bounced back and threw 4,000 yards again. And they're like, oh maybe there's something there. And, and we know what happened.
Never was.
Don't fool me twice. That's all I'm saying. Come on, man. Don't give me hope. All right. Other news, really, nothing really. Mendoza versus Simpson is the big buzz this week. But, we are more a football show. We did talk about that a little bit on Monday. This is the football show, I guess. But,
It is. We've hit that point in the offseason where it's like you get the takes where like, okay, I know we just spent like the last 7 months, talking about how good this prospect is, but have you considered he might not be good? And it's just at that point in the season where the takes are flying. And it's funny to me, like the further we get removed from the season, it seems like Ty Simpson gets better and better. You know what I mean? Like the further we got removed from like the actual football being played, like it's like, oh yeah, Ty Simpson was actually the best quarterback in the field. Even though when they played on the same field in the same game, there was very clearly one who was way better than the other. But we'll just ignore that and make up something about Mendoza not showing up in big games, for which is apparently a narrative if you're Dan Orlovsky.
It's crazy. You're talking crazy, man. It's talking crazy. And I know some people don't like. There's some things not to like about Mendoza. Fine, like Greg Cosell, what he said. But the difference between like everybody else that I've seen is Cosell went to watch Cal, which is the first thing you should do if you don't like the system that he's running. If you don't like the system that he's doing, go watch Cal, man. It's there. Like, stop complaining about the RPOs. I hate that, man. Like, is that his fault that he ran an RPO system perfectly? He did what he's supposed to do. Like, so that's the thing. Like, that's why I believe he's going to come in and run Kubiak's offense. And that's be our next conversation is the play action game making Mendoza better? I can't wait. That's what I'm going to talk about. You know what I mean?
I feel like we're getting into the Brock Purdy category where, I mean, different circumstances where Brock Purdy was the last pick of the draft and Mendoza's obviously going to be the first. But I feel like it's like going to be one of those situations where even if Mendoza plays well, like it's going to be like, yeah, but he's playing with Kubiak. Yeah, it's play action. Or yeah, he can't make all the throws. It's like, maybe he's just good.
He's 25th in EPA without play action.
25th in APA versus 2 high coverages on 3rd down and 8 in cold weather. He's not good.
Yeah. That's coming, man.
Just brace yourselves, is I guess what I'm saying. Is we're going to get some – even if Mendoza starts playing well, it's going to be like, well –
they run play action 40% of the time.
Yeah, and even though it's the Raiders, like you know you're going to get the like, well, this is that and that is better for him because the guy won with Indiana and people still say that about him.
Yeah, it gets that's when the conversation gets crazy for me because like, what are you guys watching? When you watch the Indiana film, do you really see a dominant team? Like seriously, when you watch it, like I don't understand what these people are watching when I see it. Like especially the Miami game, man, they were outmatched. They had no business being on that field. I think they would have lost to Ole Miss. I think there was a chance they would have lost to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is better than them as a talent from a team perspective.
Yeah, player. Yeah,
Ole Miss is a better team. So, like, they beat teams. They shouldn't have beat Miami. That's my thing in my head. And that's why I love Mendoza because they beat Miami because they have Mendoza. And people aren't looking at it that way. And that's what trips me out is people are like, oh, he was 16 for 27. Well, yeah. Was anybody open? You guys were hyping up Elijah Serrata all game, but then he had Keontae Scott on him. You get locked up. Omar Cooper was didn't have the greatest day against Keontae Scott either. So,
yeah, that's the crazy thing to me too. Is like we talk about like the supporting cast when I don't remember anyone complaining about Joe Burrow's supporting cast at LSU, which go look at, he has two of the best receivers in the NFL right now, and I think 5 offensive linemen that ended up going in the pros. Terrence Marshall was their third receiver who ended up getting drafted in the 3rd round. Randy Moss's kid playing tight end. Joe Burrow's done all right in the NFL. And then you look at and the other thing too is with that argument is like pull up mock drafts and tell me how many Indiana players are going in the 1st round. You'll get Mendoza. You might get Omar Cooper, depending on the mock draft and who's doing it. And that's it. Like that, those are the only 2 guys that are going in the 1st round. Like he did it with some guys that have some talent. He did it with a handful of guys that are going to get drafted. But this isn't like the Ohio States, the Bamas of the world when they win the Natty and 15 guys get drafted and 10 of them are in the 1st round or whatever. 5 of them are in the 1st round. You know what I mean? Like that's the crazy thing to be about that argument. But again, just to that point of the year that we're at, where everything wants to get picked apart. And again, the further we move away from the actual football being played, the more the second quarterback seems to be getting hyped up. And the guy that had the best season, hands down in college football this season, apparently isn't that good.
Like you watch the Ohio State game and you see how Kaden McDonald is basically a 1st round pick because of that film against Kuka. I mean, everybody's like, oh my God, right? Yeah. And you watch Kaden McDonald just dominate his center. And you're like, you know what? I don't think he plays well against good teams. It's just stupid.
He cracked a rib on the first play of the game because there's a free rusher. That free rusher is also going to get drafted from Ohio State.
But Keith Messidor, has a chance to get drafted the 1st round. He probably wasn't the 1st round pick going into that game, and then he just goes and just dominates, looks crazy, and we're like, oh my God, who's that? Who's the other guy? Funny. But like Mendoza was just playing with this superstar team. Like, you guys are crazy. You guys just making shit up. I don't know. Anyways, transition into a Indiana player who probably will go 2-3.
Now that I just talked shit about the Indiana supporting cast. So D'Angelo Ponce is a really good corner.
Good player. Oh man. All right. I lost myself here. All right. So D'Angelo Ponce, who is a corner I really like. What are your thoughts on him, Matt?
Yeah. I mean, he's like, I think you touched on it a little bit. Like there's very few flaws in his actual game. Like technique wise, he's like a super technician. Like he's a good athlete. He proved at the combine he can get up to kind of make up for some of his lack of height. I think he had like a 42-inch, maybe something even more higher than that, vertical and stuff like that. So good athlete, can do everything you want in coverage for the most part. Like has good ball skills, and pull up his numbers here too. I think this past season, 9 PBUs from PFF, 2 picks. Only gave up a 50% completion percentage and only 379 yards. And what was it, 15 games that Indiana played in this season. So had a hell of a year and was consistent as hell. Like didn't get the shine last year because Indiana wasn't quite as good. But like if you look at his coverage grades and his numbers on PFF, it's consistent. And even at JMU, had 89.3 coverage grade, 85.0 in 2024 with Indiana, 89.5 last season. And then on top of it too, like the guy plays the run. Like that's part of why I think or a big part of why you get so many people who are high on him making the transition to nickel, because while he played on the outside, like almost exclusively, like he's only had 28 snaps in slot coverage and compared to almost 1900 on the boundary. Like, but he plays like a nickel corner. Like when he sees the run, like he's not a guy that's just going to hang out there and like take the play off. He's going to go full speed into the run fit and kind of figure out how he can make a play. So that's what I like about him. The biggest thing is the size. Like you at 5'8", 5'9", 180 pounds, like you're just gonna have a hard time living on the outside. And I think we'll look at a few of those clips. Like I thought he did all right against Ohio State. The problem was Jeremiah Smith has about 40 pounds and like 6 inches on him. And there were a few reps where he just got overwhelmed. And I think that's going to be part of his issue, especially if he wants to play on the outside in the NFL, where he's just there. He can be a great technician. He can be great in coverage, but there are going to be situations where he just doesn't have, or he just isn't big enough to be able to guard, the big receivers of the world, the Mike Evans of the world, and stuff like that. So I love his game, and I like what he could bring to the Raiders. You know, I look at it as a perspective of, yeah, if we look at the Raiders secondary right now, you have Eric Stokes, who re-signed, who's going to probably be one of your starting outside corner. Darian Porter is going to be the day one starter at outside corner too, and he looked good at the end of last season. But at the same time, you can afford to bring in some competition there rather than just handing it to Darian Porter, because he is young and he only has a half a season of starting experience. Yeah. And obviously they brought in Taron Johnson, but Johnson, as we talked about when in his breakdown, is he's about to turn 30, battled injuries the last couple of years, and his contract can kind of function like a 1-year deal. So with that, I kind of think a guy like Pons or any kind of nickel corner is still in play for the Raiders in the second and third round category. And especially with Pons, I think that makes something that gets you excited is, yes, he probably is going to have a better career in the NFL at nickel, but he can play outside if you want to get somebody that can push Darian Porter a little bit, or say there's a situation where Porter or Stokes are injured. You have a guy that you can turn to off the bench, kind of like what Amik Robertson was for the Raiders for the first 4 years of his career, where he can fill in wherever. So that's where I kind of like him. And then I think eventually, like if it's not next season, you know, maybe it takes a year to kind of learn the new position and get adjusted to the league. I think he can take over as the starting nickel because, again, just what he does, even on the outside, is very similar to what you're going to ask a nickel corner to do in the NFL. His mentality and how he plays the run is bar none. That's for sure. What you're looking for from that nickel spot.
Yeah. I think Pons is a dog. I mean, that's the best way I could describe him. I think he's just a dog, man. He's just a tough guy, man. And even that battle with Jeremiah Smith, I mean, that was a tough go for him. But he had a great rep, you know, they isolated him one-on-one, and he was able to kind of shut Smith down on a rep. So like just that.
We'll see that one.
What? What's up? Are you sure that one? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Like that rep right there says a lot about him, right? I mean, because he had some really bad reps in that game, but he kept fighting and he stayed in there, and he helped force a field goal, right? Yeah. Which kept him in that game, right? I mean, if he loses that matchup against Smith, they're up 14-3 instead of 10-3. So that kind of changes that whole outlook of that game if he doesn't make that stop. So that was huge when I saw that. So that just kind of shows how much of a dog he is. But yeah, he's a great tackler. He's great instincts, man. I mean, if he was taller, we'd be talking about him going in the first round. So it's funny we say Indiana has no talent, but he did get recruited to James Madison, though. Okay, can we keep it real? He's another James Madison transfer that Mendoza won the national championship with James Madison.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And to your point, Pons 2 missed tackles all year. So 3% miss rate.
Yeah. What's that coach's name? I can't even remember his name right now.
Signetti?
Yeah, Signetti. He's Bill Belichick, man. That's really what it is.
I can see that. Yeah. Just the same kind of stoic personality.
Yeah. That's why I love Mendoza coming in, man, because he is not going to mess up. He's going to be on those guys about false starts and stuff like that. Love it.
Yeah.
Don't false start in his line, man. He's going to be yelling that shit. All right. So Chris Brazzell. All right. He is the second. Chris Brazzell the second. He's a wide receiver that's very talked about right now. I think Chris Sims had him like third or something like that. Chris Sims and his interesting
his wild takes.
He's got to have something crazy, something different. You know, I just want like 1 year just to be authentic, be the same as everybody 1 year, and I'll believe you.
that at this point, Chris Sims just having chalk like in his top, whatever would go more viral than like him just being wild about it. Throwing one crazy one.
Yeah, because I think he didn't have Mekhi Lemon in this top 5. I want to hear that take though, because I'm not the biggest Mekhi Lemon guy. I just want to hear that take. You know, I've came around on him a little bit. The more I watch, the more film. I'm just interested in that. But yeah, he has Brazzell as the third wide receiver behind Jordan Tyson. His Denzel Boston is 1. That's okay. All right, so
that's right. I did see that.
Yeah. But Brazzell is a great route runner. All right, he can run any route. He can run a deep route. He can run a post route. He can run a skinny post. He has a great release. He sells routes. He uses his eyes. His change of direction at 6'5", 205 pounds is what we wish Dante Thornton's change of direction was. He is basically what we want Dante Thornton to become. Is Chris Brazzell. I mean, there's really no other. I mean, they go to the same school, and they want him to be that guy, right? Now, I think he does have some of the similar Dante Thornton issues. And my comp for him is Devontae Adams. which it's going to be a high comp. But Devontae Adams went second round still, and maybe because he went to Fresno State. But it's just their movement and even the way that they have inconsistent hands, where they make some crazy hands catch on the sideline and then the easy catch. You know what I'm saying? You're a Raiders fan. You remember that Devontae, and Devontae's been doing that his whole career. He's been dropping like some easy balls, right? That maybe he shouldn't be dropping. He got better at it later on, but like early in his career, he was dropping everything. So, but he was still getting open, and that's why I kind of see what Brazzell kind of brings to the table. Now, my problem with Brazzell is him walking around when the play's not doing it, when he plays not around him. That's like my biggest issue with it. I think if he was a hustler guy, and he was out there blocking, because let's keep it real, man. This is the same offense that Dante Thornton Jr. was in, right? And Brazzell, what he says is that he was coached to do what he's doing. Do you remember Dante Thornton like jogging? And
no.
Same coach, same scheme. He was blocking his ass off. It didn't matter what play it was, right?
That was one of the things that I think we liked about him, if I remember correctly. Thornton, he would be willing to block and stuff like that.
Yeah. Brazzell don't care. He thinks he's Randy Moss, I guess. That's what Chris Sims said he was. He said he's the Randy Moss type of guy, but I think he's more Devontae Adams. I think the great route running, some inconsistent hands, but like deep speed. He could beat you deep. But it's just like sometimes he's got to get some better at some more nuancy things, like come back to the football, which is a big thing for me. He's gonna come back to the ball and and maybe try not to be such a know when to catch the ball with your hands and know when to catch the ball with your body. I think that's something he's got to learn a little bit too. Just like he likes to try to make a fancy. I get it. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. But sometimes you could just let that ball come in your body a little bit. So
yeah. I mean, I haven't studied Brazzell as much as you have, but the comp that always comes up to my mind, just like watching a play, is more DK Metcalf. But so just because of the speed and the size, I think more than anything. Yeah. But he is a guy that I feel like if he had gone to any other school and there weren't like this long list of Tennessee receivers that are tall and can just run fast, like I feel like he'd be getting a little bit more hype. But he does fall into that category of a big dude who's the Blazer, so I don't think people give him enough credit for his route running. But he does strike me as like a guy that's a little different than a Dante Thornton Jr. or a Jalen Hyatt that really all he did was win on post and go routes. Like he has a little bit more of a full route tree than either of those two dudes. But the stigma around him, at least in the public and in the media, is going to be, it's another Tennessee receiver that can just win down the field.
Yeah, I don't know if Tennessee had the pro day, but yeah, he ran a 4.37 at the combine. So yeah, he's got speed, 6'4", 198. So he's a lean guy. He is a lean.
Okay, so he was a little lighter than I think he was listed at, because I think he was lifted over 2 bills.
Yeah, he's a lean guy. He's a lean guy, but he is strong through the route though. He does show some power through the route. All right, let's get into Brazzell. All right, so starting off with basically kind of some we go you know how we do, short, intermediate, then deep here. All right, so this is probably one of his best routes right here. What I like about this one is the release is it's a great release, right? You got press coverage, does a good job of getting square here, and then getting to that release with a nice little arm over, which so he already has leverage here, right? And the corner does a good job of staying in phase here, right? I mean, these are Georgia corners, so they're coached really well. But what he does a good job is he sells that go route so well that he gets that he plays on that guy's leverage, just lets him pass by him and gets wide open there.
Yeah, looks like a little subtle push by there too.
Yeah,
not a push off, just a push by.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Using him to take off into the out route,
Yeah, exactly.
Very savvy. Very savvy player, but you see the kind of the as I'm saying, inconsistent hands. Like this is a great hands catch right there.
Yeah,
nice. He is very lean though. He's a lean guy. You can kind of see it. All right, here's another one. I really like this route too. Right, another great catch as well. But what I like about this one, you can see right here, he starts to, once 6 gets in bail here, he starts to hit. Basically get him in panic mode, like he's going on a go route here, right? Yeah. He's fully selling this go, and then he just stops, right? Which then gives him this. And once the Georgia corner realizes it, it's too late. Look at that separation he ends up getting.
Yeah,
just a great route right there, and then a great catch. off of Chris Sims' number 3 quarterback, Joey Aguilar.
I was about to say. I like too how he like gets in this blind spot right there, like attacks the blind spot, like that little subtle move to the outside.
Mm-hmm. Boom. Nice catch. So he can run routes, man. He can run routes. All right. Next one here. Kind of the same thing a little bit. This one's a little bit more, what I would say, subtle. It's not as much. It's not as showy though. But it's a great route in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because he does a good job of kind of selling this go, kind of pacing himself too.
Yeah.
Right. And then, the corner is thinking go route basically the whole time. That's why he's trying to stay over the top. Right here, it looks like they're playing or basically some cover 3. It looks like, but he does a good job of catching his football here. Now I don't know if he had to jump a little bit, but maybe see it on the other side. But still doing a good job of making sure you're securing that ball. This is what I'm talking about. Like sometimes like he gets a little fancy with the catches. Like he's a showman, basically.
Yeah. I can see what you're saying. Yeah. Like he didn't need to jump there.
Yeah, he didn't need to jump. He's 6'5". 6'4", whatever. Yeah. All right. And like I said, he doesn't always get fancy with the routes. I really like how quickly he gets into this cut here. Just let it roll, boom, and catches that ball, get upfield there. Makes the guy miss. He can get upfield real quick here, boom. Get upfield, run right past that linebacker or safety. Make a guy miss. It's a nice play there. All right, so I really like this route too. Put this one on Twitter, but it's a good route right there. Like it's not too showy. As I'm saying, it doesn't get all the way Devontae Adams on it, but like it's just his look and his feel about everything about him. It just gives me those vibes. So what I like though on this one is you kind of can see. I mean, this corner is kind of giving him outside leverage a little bit, right? He's kind of giving him the outside because he's expecting. It's like I got a little help up from this guy, but also the way how close I am to him and I'm not moving, I still can move inside here and basically flip my hips and get inside, which he does a good job of. But what Brazzell does is just that subtle arm over here, boom, get that arm over. And then they get physical, it just creates that separation. And there might have been a little subtle push there that you can't see, but that's a great route right there.
Nice little cross chop.
Yeah. And this was about the inconsistent hands a little bit because you could just see him kind of double clutch this ball right here.
Yeah. He's lucky that corner knocked that out.
Yeah. Here's another great route. I love this one. This one's just clean. Nothing crazy. Just clean route running. And what I love about it is him attacking this outside shoulder here. Right? No, he's got the post. Right? And he was basically this corner's frozen. He's basically done, in my opinion. He's in trouble. So he's basically frozen, and then he hits that little jab step there. Cut so quickly inside. This means you see how explosive he is.
Yeah.
Boom. Nice catch. See, I don't know if he had to jump on that one either. But
probably not.
Is he really throwing it this high? You know what I mean? Like, he's 6'4".
That might be just to adjust because it looked like it was on the other shoulder.
Yeah, maybe. All right. This is my favorite route. He doesn't get the ball here, but he just what he does number one is just hilarious. So this is a diamond release. He doesn't get the ball, but it's just a great route. Beautiful diamond release. Right? Look at just sells that go. Look at that right there.
Yeah.
The corners take a go. Soon as he hits that, about to hit the bell technique. Oh, nope. Boom, right back inside. Yeah, man. He's a strong dude, man. He'd be bullying corners out there, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I like about him too. He's a bully. There's another one here. Like this one's just clean. Number one was having a little bit of a rough day. with Brazzell here, right? Because he's got full inside leverage, right? You kind of be expecting the out route. That's what he's like. I got an out route. I can handle this, right? Especially at the position, but it's just that quick jab into the dig, which this team doesn't run digs. This is like. I don't think he ran a dig the whole film.
Yeah, Tennessee's not exactly known for throwing over the middle.
Yeah, as I'm saying, but just how quickly he got into that. Look how wide open he is.
Yeah. He got open again on the scramble drill.
Yeah. All right, and here's a little bit another one I was talking about, kind of just showing a little bit of the inconsistent hands. You can kind of see it. I mean, I didn't put any of the drops on here, but there are some drops. But it's just a little bit of inconsistent hands there, right? It's a great catch, but he's able to kind of just bobbles it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a tough catch, though. That is a tough catch. Yeah. All right, of course, we got to finish off with the, you got a little comeback there. This is what I'm talking about a little bit on this one, is just like not coming back to football.
Yeah. Yeah, he like hops to come back to it instead of just driving down a stem.
Yeah, because if he drives back to football, he can get some yak, I believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there are some like little nuancy things, and then like sometimes it's just, like on this one, right? You want him to just come more downfield, and also just kind of like it kind of felt like he didn't think he's getting the ball.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit on this one too. So kind of he just like let that guy in there. So
yeah, kind of lazy out of the break.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm not crazy, man. Thanks for
a little. It was just out of the break, like right about that wasn't like a hard cut. Like let me get open, just kind of like jogging.
That was like I'm just running around like, oh, the ball's coming.
Yeah,
basically. All right, so let's get into the fun stuff here on the deep passes here. So this is he had 3 touchdowns against Georgia. He just 177 yards. He just destroyed them. And you see, like I said, look, just a great release. I mean, it's basically already over here, right? He gets inside. He's got this post route, right? If he had a better throw, I mean, he's walking in the end zone. He does a good job tracking the football in the air, right? Fighting through contact, great balance, walks into the end zone. You see here from this angle here, like I said, just coming back to the ball, fighting through contact right there. But this is about like catching the ball like your chest, like that was an awkward hands catch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does a lot of awkward, like weird, like unnecessary jumping to catch the ball. I can see what you're talking about now in those other clips where it's like most of the catches you've shown, he's jumping for it.
Yeah. Now this one's just crazy. He just beats on this one. This is nothing nuancy about this. There's not really nothing to break down. This is just he just got mossed the corner. It's basically
It's funny. I was gonna say, I'm like, all right, this clip specifically, I can see the Randy Moss comparison because this is a vintage Randy Moss like play at like Marshall or his early days with the Vikings. He just runs straight down the field and then just gets the ball.
He just throws it up.
Like that's it. yeah, that is Randy. That is a Randy Moss play. Okay, now I can see that a little bit more.
I mean, this is the definition of being mossed.
Yeah,
right here.
I mean,
like he even climbs above a little bit, like he gets a little lever, climbs it.
Yeah, I like that. Okay,
you see it now.
Yeah, now I see it a little bit. Yeah, that play specifically.
All right. So this is a great route. This ends up being a double move. Right there.
Ooh.
The ball is extremely underthrown. But you just see the nuance with the route. It's basically just sells that post right there, right back into that go. It's not really much of a slug. I think that he just kind of just did it himself. But that shows how just a route running ability overall right there. Boom. And you can see how explosive he is. He's running right past that guy.
Maybe like a post and go, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of post.
And on top of it, good ball tracking because he got in a spot to get the PI.
This one's just funny because he just runs past this guy. The Vanderbilt guy, I guess, misses the check. He just runs past him. But that's we see the 4-3 then. See, why did he catch it with his hand? Why did he catch that with his hands? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there are going to be some chances. Like, I think there are some chances for some drops just in the NFL. But this is another great one. He just tracked the ball really well in the air, though. This is a great job here. Another great release by him. Brazzell here. Boom. Great release right there. I mean, it really gets no better than that. And then, but it's a severely underthrown ball. Maybe he threw this back shoulder on purpose. I don't know. But he does a great job tracking the ball right here and then makes a great catch.
Damn. The one thing I would say on this one too is like if you go back to the start, like he beats the man off the line, but I feel like he can do a better job of like getting back on his stem because he kind of runs himself into that safety and brings that safety back.
Very true. Yeah,
like so he went so far inside. Yeah, like if he stayed like closer to the numbers or like this side of the SEC logo, then he because he kind of ran himself into that safety and made that more difficult than it needed to be.
Yeah, great catch. This was just funny. Kind of just shows how crazy he is with the balls there because he just like tosses this guy.
Okay, now I get the rant. I'm starting to. I understand where the Randy Moss comparison has gone from. Still lofty, but like the just go route, bully the cornerback, and score a touchdown. Okay, now I get where that's.
This is the other Randy Moss comparison right here. Like he's just chilling. I just want to say because it's just funny. Like he just. Like, I ain't gonna block nobody. Yeah. Because you just watch the other guys, like they're all giving effort. He's just like, you know what? I just ran a great route. This was hilarious. I had to put this one in here because like get his head.
Yeah, that is. Was that a run play that he just put his hand up on?
No.
It was a pass, but
is it RPO?
No, it was just a check down, and he just put his hand up to try and sell it, I guess, to the corner that he's still running a route.
Maybe it's our. No, hold on. That was a little.
Oh, that was one. Yeah, he backed up a little too far. No, it was just a check down, I think.
Oh, yeah, just
crossing.
Yeah, just play action. It looked like.
That is funny. Yeah, I have a hard time buying that he's coached to do that, but maybe so. Maybe we're missing something.
And that's my only thing. If that would probably scare like somebody, but to death, But
yeah.
I think that is because you just say when you watch the film, like I said, you see some of these crazy plays that he makes. You wonder why he's not getting more buzz, right? You wonder why. But I think a lot of that too, and just overall, is he as good as a wide receiver as like Boston, like from a nuance perspective? You know what I mean? Like some of these other things,
yeah.
Like he's a little flashy, right? It's very flashy type of stuff. So you got to decide, like with the hands thing and some of the way that he's doing those things, something you're gonna like.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, my concern with him is I kind of wonder if Clint Kubiak, like because of those last few clips that you showed me, if Clint Kubiak would be out on him because I mean when we watched it when we were breaking down his offense, Jackson Smith and Jigba was getting involved with the running game and blocking people. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the standard. I feel like that's set with this new coaching staff where like all 11 guys are going to get involved in blocking an error in every single play in some form or another. So it makes me wonder if like that wouldn't scare them away. But
yeah.
I'll tell you what, you watch the Randy Moss plays and maybe that it doesn't seem like such a big deal anymore, but definitely more nuanced than like your typical Tennessee receiver, your Dante Thornton, your Jalen Hyatt. He's definitely a better route runner and has a bigger route tree than those two guys did coming out of Tennessee for sure.
Yes, for sure, man. All right, let's get into D'Angelo Pond.
All right, we're gonna start with a few plays of Pond's in the running game, just to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about with him being willing to defend the run and transition to nickel. You can see on this one, Indiana put him in the boundary a ton. I think mainly to get him matched up on one-on-one receivers. Like you can see on this one, like sometimes you put your boundary corner there so that they don't run at him. But you can see on this one, like as soon as he reads run, he's getting involved in the run fit, taking on the polar from the tight end, and he ends up making the tackle here. I mean, I think they get a decent gain out of it, but a second and they get 4 yards out of it. We'll take second and 10. We'll we'll take 3rd and 6, and if we're on the defensive side of the ball. See another one here. Again, just the quick trigger. He also got plenty of speed coming downhill. You'll see once he sees like this outside receiver go block the safety or go block the linebacker, he just transitions downhill, and that's where that speed comes in and makes that a nice tackle. I mean, same kind of thing. This one, unfortunately, like the defensive tackle here is going to get washed inside. Like you'd see, like he just comes like a bat out of hell. And he's in a spot where he actually ends up forcing this running back to cut it up and cut it inside. We just don't have a good backside presence on that side of the line. But from Pons' standpoint, again, there's definitely a willingness to defend the run and get involved in the run fits. Basically the same thing here. Just get involved in the tackle. So I like too, like he recognizes like when I'm in the box, like it's time to go play the run.
Yeah.
Nothing too earth shattering, but just showing you the will and the want is there. It's Miami. He did this a bunch too.
Yeah, just coming up.
Just coming up. Yeah, like you'll see him playing once he, again, same thing. Once he sees his receiver go inside and recognizes the action going on in the backfield, he just triggers downhill, gets to the spot. This is a great tackle. Great form tackle. Boom. Drop the pads, get low, wrap the legs. 2-yard gain. Perfect. Can't ask for much more than that. This one was one of my favorites too, because like if you look at this play call from Miami, they're in 12 personnel, but their extra tight end is just, or their second tight end is just an extra offensive lineman. Mm-hmm. So like if you're a 180-pound corner, like you're going to see a lot of guys just kind of sit back here and you're like, all right, I'm going to make this guy come up to me and come into space and then try and make a miss. But like if you watch what Pons does, as soon as that ball snapped, he's crashing downhill.
Yeah.
Now that extra lineman kind of screws up and doesn't account for him in the run fit. That's why he ends up being free, but he gets rewarded because of it, because he's being aggressive, and then just breaks down, makes another nice tackle here.
It's beautiful.
In the backfield. Boom. Get those legs. Gator roll.
Yeah. I'm saying for like to be tackling like that, at that size. Yeah. The Miami running back's pretty big. He's big ass dude.
He's a big dude, yeah, for sure. And he can run with some power too. I think we saw it a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, same basic thing here. I mean, almost the same play call, just with the 2 tight ends on that side. Again, just willing to come in and get involved in the run fit, and then makes plays near the line of scrimmage pretty frequently as a run defender.
Yeah.
And then I just want to show a little bit of like what he could do as a blitzer. Like obviously he's playing at the boundary corner on this one, but against a reduced split or an inside split and on the short side of the field, this is basically just like a nickel blitz. Mm-hmm. And you can see the same thing.
Yeah,
comes downhill, makes a tackle, and gets a stop for a short gain. So he can play on all 3 levels of the defense, so to speak, or make impact on all 3 levels. This one's going to be a pass. Again, coming off a little bit wider alignment. So if he's at the nickel spot here, that might be a sack. Even so, closes on the quarterback, forces that ball out from Dante Moore, and Moore ends up throwing it away.
He got some quickness, man, coming off that.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I mean, another example too. Like he's got plenty of speed coming downhill. Once he reads screen, triggers downhill, make a tackle. Again, only 2 misses all of last season.
Yeah, that is. The truck driver's enjoying the film breakdown.
All right. Yeah, my neighbor with this damn car alarm. All right, we good now. I think we're good now.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, so moving on to him in coverage, I'm going to start with a few of the negatives, and this is going to be the examples I'm talking about in the intro where maybe his size is kind of a limitation. Now, this one I'll say for more than anything, like I get it a little bit, like it's cover 3. It's cover 3, right? They're rotating to cover 3 post snap, and he's just trying to stay on top of Jeremiah Smith. I just felt like right about here, like once he comes out of the break, like you see Smith even stumble on the curl route.
Yeah,
like I felt like Pons could have, like if he like was confident in it, like tried to play through Smith's back and be a little bit more aggressive, but it seemed like he just wanted to kind of stay on top of him.
Yeah,
ended up giving up the catch. So I mean, maybe it'll cut him a little bit of slack. They are on the other side of the 50, and it is again it's curl against cover 3 and off coverage, which is how they got a lot of their yards on him, but I just felt like that was a spot where maybe he could have been a little bit more aggressive. And the way the rest of this game played out, this is where you're going to really start to see the size become a factor. Because, I mean, that was just Jeremiah Smith saying, I'm tired of this. I'm bigger than you. I'm just going to run straight through you. Again, not much that Pons could do better. Like, he does a good job of maintaining inside leverage, like using some leverage steps. He tries to get physical with them.
Yeah.
But I mean, that guy's a hoss, and Pons is not. So, again, that was the first example of just of size really being a factor. This is another one too, and this is kind of where I'm like coming at, where like, okay, maybe he just wasn't confident in it, because this isn't even that's not even Jeremiah Smith. I don't even know who that is for Ohio State. Like, you can see, like, he does a great job of collapsing the ball. Like, the ball is right here. He's actually making contact a little bit early, but the short arms, he just can't really make a play like through the receiver's back. So he ends up giving up the catch anyway. Like, we'll see an even better example of it from this from the end zone view. Like, he's like in a great spot where like he can, if he had some longer arms, like he could get his hand in the passing lane or rip the hands at the catch point. Get a PBU there, but just the size is gonna limit him.
Yeah, it's not really nothing he can do about that at all.
Yeah, not at all. Like, that was a good rep. It's just not big enough. Again, this is another one too. I mean, Jeremiah Smith did this to a lot of guys and a lot of corners that are plenty like good or NFL size. But again, like, just a spot where he just gets out muscled by a bigger receiver and had a chance to maybe rip hands at the catch point, but just not going to be able to, not strong enough to be able to do it. Then again, Jeremiah Smith does that to a lot of guys, and there's a reason why that guy's going to be a top 5 pick at this time next year. All right. But one thing I do like about him, moving on to more of the positive with D'Angelo Pons in coverage, is he's a pretty smart and has a pretty high IQ player. Like we're going to see a few examples of this. Looks like I might be doing a little pattern matching here from Indiana, where they're going to get a switch release from Oregon, where I think it's this outside receiver or this slot receiver. I think that's Sadiq's going to run like a wheel route or a fade route with the outside release, and he's going to get like a post from his man. And what you see Pons do really well is he's going to carry the post for a little bit and then pass it off to his help, and then just go pick up and squeeze this fade route from Sadiq. And like, this one was an overthrow or a misthrow by Moore. Like, you can see, like, had this been on target, he's in a great spot to be able to contest that catch at the very least. Yeah. We'll see a better example of that in a second to give you guys a little bit of a teaser.
Yeah, that was a great coverage player right there. I mean, this is how smart these Indiana guys are.
Yeah, for sure. Similar one here. I mean, it's a little bit different. I think this is just cover 3 here from Indiana. And like, you'll see he gets a short curl here from the outside receiver. He just does a great job of using his peripherals. Like he's still eyeing Moore at this point. But he sees the short curl route, and then he gets the seam route from the slot receiver, especially once with eyes on Moore. Once he sees Moore like start to rear back to throw it, now he squeezes the seam. And I mean, Aiden Fisher ends up getting the PBU here. But I think if Fisher didn't make that play, that might be a PBU for Pons and maybe even a pick, because he just had a great read on it. Yeah, he's in a spot to be able to undercut it. I mean, as it was, they got the pick, but one of those spots where a PBU ends up working against you defensively. Very rare. Now, this is basically the same thing as that Oregon play. Yeah. Only this one, he makes the big hit. It's an on-target throw, and he ends up getting the big hit. I mean, it's basically the same route concept. A little fader out here from the tight end, and then the post from the outside receiver. And what I like about this one, too, is he carries that post a little bit longer than he did before. Yeah. And now once he sees Beck start to throw, now he's going to open his hips and then just kind of squeeze that tight end. Again, makes that nice big hit on the tight end to force the incompletion. So he kind of baited Carson Beck into this throw. Right there, boom, opens. Go make a hit on the receiver. Go make a hit on the tight end to force that ball out. Let's see. I think this is the rep you're talking about with Jeremiah Smith, right?
Oh, no, it's not.
A different one?
It's a different one.
Yeah, I think there's another one later. But this is the other thing, too, is just want to show like just him being good in press and playing a little bit bigger than he is. Again, Jeremiah Smith has got plenty of size on him. But on this rep, as compared to the other ones, like he locks him up. And you can see that's where Sand wants to go. That's where Sand ends up throwing. But Sand doesn't have another choice other than to throw it in the stands.
Yeah.
I think this is the one you're talking about.
Yeah, this is a great rep.
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's huge because they're basically counting on.
It's third down too. It's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Because Ohio State's basically counting on their big 5-star, top 5 pick receiver to just beat the little corner, but he holds his own. So that is kind of the saving grace. There are times where he plays bigger than he is, but
it's a great rep.
Times where he's just
that was what I was like. Yeah, if he was taller, man, he'd be a 1st-round pick.
Yeah, if he was 6 foot, we wouldn't be talking about him.
Yeah.
Again, another nice rep here. A little soft shoe. What I like about this too is he's patient. Like this one, you can really tell because the receiver kind of gives that, I guess, the lazy release, the slow release off the line of scrimmage, and he's just staying with his hip square, staying locked in, and then boom, once the fade happens, now he's in a great spot. He ends up making a play on the ball. They flagged him for PI on this.
Did they?
Yeah, I think it comes in late. I think we see it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he has him on like hooked with his outside arm, and that's what they're talking about. But that, I don't know, ticky tack. Yeah, maybe he turns him a little bit, but even so, I still like that coverage. I like a corner that's going to make the referee call that kind of type of play.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is my favorite one of him in press, just because like you just see him like just do a great job of just staying square initially. Like you'll see that receiver like once he's going to wait till his receiver fully commits to the outside. Like you can see right now, his hips are completely parallel with the line of scrimmage here. And then once that receiver commits, now he opens, gets a little jam here within the 5-yard window. Does get away with a little bit of a hold here, but like I was saying before, it's not a push by. Sometimes it's a push off. This is the opposite of that from a defensive back's perspective.
Yeah,
it's not a hold; it's a tug.
Right.
And then I like this too because like he almost gets beat on the curl, but because he's got a hand on them, he almost uses the receiver to like propel himself back into the passing lane. Ends up getting the PBU.
Yeah, it's a nice play. I'm saying it's just this whole Indian team is just so sound, man, because he's sound as hell.
They're well coached, yeah. More than anything on this one, just great scramble drill. Like you'll see him, looks like playing maybe a little cover 2. And then once Beck starts to scramble around here, like I love this. Just find someone, plaster.
Yeah,
doing a great job plastering to that receiver. Plays it well with his back to the quarterback. Get a good look at it from the end zone view. Oh, I think he actually got a PBU on this one because you can see like the receiver damn near catches it. And he just plays the hands. Plays the hands. I think he punched it out with
so well coached, bro. That's why I would like him as a draft pick because like you can see how he can play. He plays cover 2 well. He plays cover 3 well. All the zones all the zones you like.
You can do it just about everything. And again, like you said, they're just so well coached at Indiana. This one was crazy too because he does a great job of staying on top of the go route here. And if you watch it, it kind of looks like he gives up the catch here, but he ends up just poking it out too. Again, where the vert comes into play because he high points that ball better than a receiver does and just rips it out the catch point. Little risky here where maybe you could say in the NFL, an NFL receiver is going to haul this in, but I love ball skills and just ability to make a play on it. So he's going to fight you throughout the rep. Yeah,
because I mean, this kind of play we say he kind of his size came into it, but just the fight that he had on this one.
He's a snap to whistle type of guy for sure. And then of course had to save the best play he made probably all season for last because this is just a great pick 6.
Yeah.
And what I like about this too is like this kind of speaks to his football IQ and him not being a robot. Like it's going to be that same type of coverage from Indiana that we've seen a few times where they're going to roll the cover 3 with the other safety stepping down, and he's going to be the deep third defender. Like you see, like he even takes the leverage steps to make sure he stays outside leverage. And again, the great eyes, like he's seeing the quarterback and using his periffs to see this quick out route. So once he sees that receiver break on the out route, he knows I don't have to keep working for depth now. And on top of it, now I see more start to rear back to throw. So he's breaking on it. He does a great job of going from outside leverage and adjusting to the throw and getting inside that receiver. So Dante Moore, who's I wouldn't say this is necessarily an inaccurate throw, but it's not perfect placement where it's not in front of the receiver. He just makes him pay and jumps it. ends up getting
Yeah,
a pick
it's
six.
awful read by Moore too, because there's some dude running wide open. I don't know the play call though. I'm not in the QB room, but it's just
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even notice that before.
I did. I watched this play before too. I never noticed it until right now either.
That's funny, but yeah, again,
Yeah, because even just looking at Pond's leverage there, he should not throw that ball. No, not at all.
So again, I think he's a guy that can do a lot of things for you, and it's just the biggest thing is how comfortable are you helping him overcome that lack of size? Because he is going to be one of the smaller corners that are in this draft class, but he can play nickel for you. You can get by on the outside in a pinch. So I think he's a dude who, if he's around in the third round, I think I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders make him the second Indiana player to head to Las Vegas. So this spring.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely an option at 67 for me. Just because I think he could play the nickel if you have to do that.
Yeah.
He tackles well enough. He could blitz, right? And I think he's tough enough and quick enough to hang with guys in a nickel position. So, if you have to play him outside, you might have to. But I think he'd be able to hang there too. You know what I mean? So I just think he has some versatility that you like. So I mean, you could move him around a little bit. Have him play slot, have him play outside corner, all those different things. You could see what he can do from those positions. But he's going to play really well. So he's well coached, right? And he's gonna know a lot of things and what to do on defense. So that's the exciting part for him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like you said, can play slot, can play zone, or can play outside, play man, can play zone. He can do it all. It's just how much is that size gonna limit him?
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Of course, we'll be back with Friday Night Live. I'm probably gonna do some membership videos tomorrow. I haven't decided who I'm gonna do. I think I'm doing Mendoza versus Purdue, which is his worst game. So you guys we can talk about this game. Hopefully, this is a game Dan Orlovsky watched over and over. So check that out, and then we'll be back with some more draft shows this weekend. So keeping engaged with the channel, guys. We're here for you guys all the way till next football season, and then it just keeps going. Here, guys. All right, we're out of here. Peace.